Welcome to this explainer. You know, for decades, the whole idea of walking, talking, thinking machines was safely boxed up in science fiction movies, right? We literally loved the spectacle of metal bodies with human minds precisely because it was just fiction. But today, that fiction is officially crossing over into our daily reality. We are actively building a future right now where robots aren't just cool movie props anymore. They're becoming our actual co-workers, our soldiers, and incredibly, even our real companions.
So let's jump right into the central question here, because it changes absolutely everything about how we look at our immediate future. We aren't really asking if machines are going to replace humans anymore. The underlying technology? It's already crossed that line. The real pressing question we've got to ask ourselves today is when? Like, how soon is this multi-trillion-dollar transition actually going to be complete?
And just to put that into perspective, the sheer financial scale of this silent revolution is completely mind-boggling. We are literally looking at a multi-trillion-dollar robot economy. It's a massive, brand new industrial era powered not by oil, but by artificial intelligence. Just look out on the streets. We've got autonomous delivery networks and self-driving taxis navigating crazy urban traffic using real-time machine learning. Inside those massive fulfillment centers, advanced automated vehicles are seamlessly coordinating to sort and ship millions of packages every single day. Over in hospitals, robotic arms are actively helping surgeons with sub-millimeter precision. It's this quiet, relentless shift, and the world's biggest companies are in an all-out sprint to dominate it.
Section 1. The silent revolution begins. Economic disruption.
We're already seeing the immediate, highly tangible impacts this is having on the American middle class, specifically when we look at the dramatic evolution of our automated factories. I mean, for over a century, traditional manufacturing literally built the middle class. But think about a human workforce from, say, the 1980s. People need sleep, they require salaries to feed their families, and yeah, naturally, they get tired. Modern automation? Completely different story. These machines build cars faster than entire teams of humans ever could. They don't get tired, they definitely don't ask for a paycheck. So for corporations, this drive for automation is basically a straight line to pure uninterrupted profit. It's a totally natural economic shift on their end, but for millions of human workers, it creates an environment of really deep uncertainty.
And that uncertainty brings us directly to this staggering reality. Millions of jobs could just vanish over the next decade. We're talking truck drivers, warehouse workers, cashiers, and yep, even white-collar office employees. Basically, any role built on predictable, repetitive tasks is at immense risk right now. Whether you're driving a fixed highway route or processing standard corporate invoices, algorithms and automated systems can now step in and handle those duties way faster and honestly with way fewer errors. The disappearance of these roles isn't some distant prophecy we're waiting for. The age of automation is already here, systematically rewriting the American workforce right from the ground up.
Section 2. Rise of humanoid machines, social and emotional evolution.
So now we're shifting gears away from the factory floor and stepping into the highly complex, totally fascinating realm of human connection. Tech companies aren't just building mechanical arms to weld metal anymore. They are engineering actual humanoid machines powered by incredibly complex language models. They're designed to look, act, and even learn just like us. They are literally learning to recognize human emotions based on our micro-expressions and the tone of our voice. We're talking about machines that could very soon serve as our personal assistants, our teachers, and even full-on caregivers for aging Americans. That is a profound leap, right? Going from basic industrial utility to actual personal intimacy. But as these machines start mirroring human behavior so closely, society is forced to face an incredibly dangerous and complex question. What actually happens when machines begin replacing human connection itself? I really want you to stop and think about that for a second. What are the broader societal implications of outsourcing our empathy, our caregiving, and our companionship to metal and code? It's both a fascinating and, honestly, slightly terrifying new frontier.
Section 3. The autonomous arms race, escalation of power and risk.
Moving away from the quiet convenience of domestic robots, we have to enter the high-stakes, multi-billion-dollar arena of military power. The United States military is currently pouring billions into autonomous weapons and AI-driven warfare, which is, as you might guess, sparking a very real, very intense debate. Impartially speaking, there are two distinct sides here. On one hand, you have the promise. Integrating robotic surveillance systems and smart drones could keep human soldiers entirely out of harm's way, effectively saving countless lives. But on the other hand, there's the peril. We're looking at a reality where machines capable of processing complex target data in mere milliseconds are ultimately the ones deciding who lives and who dies.
And as this technology rapidly advances, leading tech experts and scientists, people who once completely dismissed these fears as pure fantasy, are now issuing some serious existential warnings. They are warning that humanity may be creating something it cannot control. Just let that sink in for a moment.
Because ultimately, the greatest fear isn't just a metal body carrying a weapon. The real underlying fear is artificial general intelligence, or superintelligent AI. We're talking about a digital entity vastly smarter than any human, capable of recursive self-improvement. Basically, it could write and rewrite its own code endlessly at speeds we can't even comprehend. It represents the ultimate loss of control over the very technology we birthed.
Section 4. Our collaborative AI future. The optimistic pivot. Now, despite these massive existential risks, there is an entirely different perspective out there. One built on the unprecedented potential to actually improve human life. Let's look at the bright side for a second. First off, AI could help doctors detect diseases far earlier than any human eye could ever manage by analyzing complex medical imaging, which would save countless lives. Second, robots can take over those incredibly dangerous industrial jobs. Think deep-sea welding or toxic material handling. Third, advanced self-driving tech has the very real potential to drastically reduce traffic accidents caused by everyday human error. And fourth, intelligent machines could crunch vast, unimaginable data sets to unlock medical and scientific discoveries at a pace that absolutely transforms society. This is the utopian vision, right? Humans and robots working side by side to solve our greatest challenges.
To truly understand exactly where we are in this journey, we've got to look back at past American technological revolutions. Think about electricity, the automobile, the internet. Every single one of these radical shifts completely altered everyday life forever. AI and robotics, they're simply the next major step on this historical timeline. This isn't just some passing trend. It is a fundamental shift in human history, and it's actively being built right now in laboratories and factories all across the country.
The simple, undeniable truth here is that the future has already begun. The machines are turned on, the code is actively learning, and there may very well be no turning back from the world we're currently building.
Which leaves us with the ultimate mystery. How do we balance this incredible promise against our absolute darkest perils? Will robots help humanity rise to a better, brighter future? Or will America create a world it can no longer control? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning everything, and I'll see you next time.